Okay, here we have our color wheel now. I'm going to look at the colors a little bit here and continue talking about it. First of all, I wanted to say something about how I mix colors. If you notice, when you're looking at these colors, for instance, the blue and the yellow, we did the secondary, which was the green, you notice that you can see in there some of the yellow and some of the blue. I don't over mix. I just enough to bring the colors together. And that's important so that you're not mixing and mixing and mixing to try to get the color that you want. You want to see the other elements in the color that make the mix, okay? And that's very artistic. That's very painterly, so that the viewer can see how you got the color. If you notice here, you can see in this violet, as it moves to red, you can see the red in there. You can see the red even here in this violet, and even in this tertiary color. More towards blue here, more of an even blue and red, and here moving towards the red. And then even here, between the red and the yellow, we can see it moving towards the yellow. We can see the yellow actually in the mix. We can see that this tertiary color is more red. We can see that this secondary color is more yellow as it goes around the color wheel. And that's important on how we mix our colors. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the fact that this is known as a, you know, all the colors. That I want to talk about the warm and the cool of a color, okay? If the color is more yellow and orange and red, we say that those colors are warm colors. If they are more of the blue, violet, even going towards the green here with an emphasis on the blue, we say that those are cool colors. Okay, so you have the warm colors and you have the cool colors right there. And that's important to look at. If you have a color, let's say here, we have these two colors right here. We have the violet here, and then we have the violet moving towards red. This color here is actually warmer than this color here, which is cooler. Why? Because there's more blue here and less red. And so that's one way of looking at a color, having a warm side of the color and a cool side. Let's look at just the warm colors here. Okay, then you're going to see that you have colors that are more, as you go around here, these are going to be warmer, and these are going to be a little cooler as they move more towards the blue, okay? And that's important to know what is warm and what is blue, okay? The temperature of the color, all right? That's very, very important. Now, we know that the actual colors themselves are the hue of the color, all right? The hue is the actual color. And then the value of the color is the darkness or the lightness of the color, okay? And so here in this color wheel, we have a lot going on, and it's just, you know, wonderful. It's bright and it's very colorful. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that we have here also in the color wheel, we have what we call the complement color. The complement color is a color that grays down a color so that the color is not as intense, okay? For instance, here we see the yellow. The opposite color on the color wheel is the violet. This violet becomes the complement of yellow. Or this violet, the complement is yellow, all right? So either way, the complement of yellow is violet, the complement of violet is yellow. If we go across this way, we see the same thing. We see a green here. We see the complement of green being more of a reddish color. The complement of this blue here is more of an orangish color, and the complement of the red is more of a green color. And that's important in painting, because we'll find that when we're painting something that we want to set it back or mute the color a little bit, whether it's mountains far away or whether it's the forest or whatever it might be, we're going to use the complement of the color, okay, which is again the opposite color in the color wheel, to mute the color down, okay. Let's see if I can just give you an example of that. if I take a color like, well, let's just take the yellow. You know, yellow's a very, very bright color. Okay, and then if I want to just deaden that color just a tad, yeah, I'm going to use its complement. Okay, and I mean lightly. Okay, that's too much, but we can do that to it. Okay, there I've taken the yellow, I've deadened the yellow down. You see, with the complement, it's kind of muted now. Okay, if I take a blue, okay, you know, a heavy blue like that, and complement that with the let me just put a little bit more in there. Complement that with more of an orange, let's say. Okay, I gray it down. That's what I'm really doing to the colors. I'm graying the color down. It's a beautiful color mix there, and you notice it's getting more gray. Even this, you know, a bright yellow. You're muting the color here a little bit. It's starting to gray the color down, and that's known as using the complement to. I'm sorry, using the complement in order to bring down the color to mute it, to give it more of a gray color. Okay, so that's part two. So we know now about complements as opposed to the color itself. We understand the hue of a color. That is the hue is the actual color, and then we have the intensity of the color. Okay, very good.